The Vraxian delegation stood in perfect formation, their crystalline exoskeletons refracting the harsh white light of the diplomatic chamber. Commander Zethrax, his mandibles clicking with barely concealed contempt, gestured toward the transparent barrier separating them from the humans. Your species has been granted audience before the Galactic Concordance. His translator rendered the words with mechanical precision. We have analyzed your technological capabilities. Your fusion drives are primitive. Your energy shields are laughable. Yet you claim to possess a weapon that warrants our respect. Elle Matthews stood motionless, her hands clasped behind her back, her gray eyes reflecting nothing but calm. Beside her, Harrison Cole shifted his weight slightly, his jaw tight. They were the only two humans in a room designed to hold 50 delegates from dozens of worlds. We make no claims, Elle said softly. Only offers. Zethrax's chest cavity pulsed with what the humans had learned was Vraxian laughter. Offers how quaint. Do you understand what stands before you, human? The Varaxian Empire spans 200 systems. Our fleets have conquered civilizations that mastered gravity manipulation while your ancestors still dwelt in caves. We have broken planets. We have extinguished suns. Harrison's fists clenched, but Elle's hand moved fractionally, a gesture only he could see. He exhaled slowly. We understand perfectly, Elle replied, her voice carrying no trace of fear or anger. That's why we're here, to prevent unnecessary loss. Another Varaxian stepped forward, smaller than Zethrax but adorned with more elaborate markings. I am Science Master Vic. I have studied your transmissions, your cultural data. You speak of deterrence, but you refuse to demonstrate this supposed weapon. The Concordance does not negotiate with shadows and whispers. Elle tilted her head slightly. What would you like to measure? Everything. Vixral's optical sensors brightened with interest. Yield, delivery mechanism, effective range, recharge cycle, energy signature. These are the parameters by which all weapons are judged. Show us your data, and we will determine if your species deserves autonomy or integration. The word hung in the air like a blade. Integration, the Galactic Concordance's euphemism for conquest. Harrison finally spoke, his voice rough. You can't measure this weapon, cannot. Zethrax's mandibles spread wide, or will not. There is no weapon in this galaxy that cannot be quantified. Human, no force that cannot be analyzed and counted. This is the foundation of warfare itself. Then you've already lost, Elle said quietly. The chamber fell silent. Even the ambient hum of the station's life support seemed to pause. Explain yourself, Vixral demanded, his sensors focusing entirely on Elle. Elle took a single step forward, close enough to the barrier that her breath would have fogged it if she'd been breathing harder. She wasn't. You want to measure yield. Our weapon has no explosive component. You want delivery mechanism. It requires no ship, no missile, no drone. You want effective range. She paused, and the smallest smile touched her lips. Instantaneous, anywhere in the galaxy. Impossible, Vixral hissed. No known physics allows for your thinking in terms of destruction. Harrison interrupted, stepping beside Elle. Explosions, energy, force. That's not what we're offering to avoid. Zethrax's entire body language shifted, his combat posture relaxing into something more predatory. Then what is this phantom weapon? What could possibly threaten an empire that has stood for 10,000 of your years? Elle's eyes never left the Vraxian commander. Information. The word landed like a meteorite, before your fleets could mobilize. Elle continued, her voice still soft but carrying an edge like folded steel. Before your admirals could even rise from their rest site, every ship captain in your navy would know the exact coordinates of your emperor's private chambers. Every soldier would receive the complete files of every war crime committed by their superiors. Every civilian would learn which noble families have been hoarding resources while outer colonies starve. Vixral's optical sensors dimmed and brightened rapidly. You speak of propaganda. Of truth, Harrison said flatly. Not propaganda. Verified, irrefutable truth. We've been watching, recording, analyzing your civilization for 3 standard years. We know which admirals have been skimming from military budgets. We know which science masters have been falsifying research to secure funding. We know about the Krixful massacre that your government blamed on stellar pirates. The chamber's temperature seemed to drop 10 degrees. Zethrax's voice, when it came, was devoid of his earlier contempt. You cannot possibly have penetrated our secured networks. Our encryption is based on crystalline quantum states, Elle finished. Yes, elegant, unbreakable by any known computational method. She paused. Except human intuition paired with weak AI learning algorithms. You build systems assuming logical attack vectors. We don't think like you do. We never have. This is a bluff, Zethrak said. But his posture betrayed uncertainty. Elle reached into her pocket slowly, withdrawing a small data chip. She placed it against the barrier. This contains a single file. One of your officers, currently commanding the flagship in orbit above us. His real name, his secret designation, and evidence of his involvement in the illegal arms trade with the Kethia separatists. Information your own government has been searching for. Vixral scuttled forward, his sensors scanning the chip. Seconds passed. His entire body went rigid. How, double quotes, he whispered. It can strike before you stand, Elle said softly, repeating the ancient human proverb. Before you even know you're under attack, every power structure in your empire would shatter, not from outside invasion, but from the truth of your own actions spreading like wildfire. How long would your mighty fleets remain loyal when they discover who truly profits from endless war? Harrison stepped forward. We don't want to use this weapon. We're not conquerors. We just want to be left alone. But if you force our hand, we won't fire missiles or deploy fleets. We'll simply tell the truth. All of it. Everywhere. Simultaneously, Zethrak stood motionless for a long moment. Then, slowly, deliberately, he lowered his head, a gesture of respect rarely given outside Raxian nobility. The Concordance will reconsider humanity's petition for autonomous status, he said carefully. Perhaps there is wisdom in allowing different species their own paths. As the Varaxian delegation filed out, Vixral paused at the doorway. This weapon of yours, it is more terrible than any we have encountered. Elle nodded slowly. Yes, that's why we pray we never have to use it. When they were alone, Harrison let out a breath he'd been holding. Think they bought it? Elle smiled. A real smile this time, tired but genuine. They bought it because it's true. Every word. And if they call our bluff anyway. She looked out at the stars beyond the viewport, at the vast darkness where 1,000 civilizations wondered if humanity would become predator or prey. Then we show them that the most dangerous weapon ever created wasn't nuclear fire or antimatter bombs. Elle said quietly, it was the printing press, and we've just invented the galactic version. Harrison followed her gaze, and in the reflection of the viewport, both humans smiled. Humanity had just secured its place among the stars not through superior firepower, but through the one weapon that no armor could stop, no shield could deflect, and no empire could survive. The truth.